we got drama, and more drama tonight on Big Brother. Child.
Another week, another show. Got that hot tea, you know. Ooh. Get ready for the unfiltered truth. What she thinks too. On reality, on everyone. Oh, yeah. The real talk has just begun. What she thinks too. Real commentary, real opinions. What she thinks too. What she thinks.
Hey, y'all, what's up? It's your girl, Marquetta Shanae, and welcome back to What She Thinks Too. Listen, tonight is all about Big Brother. Let's go ahead and jump right in to tonight's episode. I don't know about y'all, but this episode is the best episode yet. Of course, paired with the live feeds. I don't know if you've already watched my other video where I got a little bit of the live feed and I had to play that for y'all because, hey, if you're not watching them, you needed to know what really happened because, of course, the show was not going to show us everything, which we didn't get to everything on tonight's episode, but we got that live feed. So check out the video prior to this one, and that'll give you all the tea, honey, that you need to know pertaining to what happened at that table. But let's start at the beginning. So the episode starts off, we see Ashley's photo goes gray, and we hear both alliances congratulating, like, okay, we did it, y'all. It was a 14-0 vote. Ashley, girl. You thought you had the votes, but 14-0. Now we see, of course, Taylor is happy, and Yash is like, yeah, I got myself off the block. And it's good because he did take himself down. Taylor, I'm glad that she was safe. Listen, I don't know her personally, but we are from the same area and we went to the same school. So shout out to her. Let's see how far she goes. So yeah, I'm rooting for Taylor, and I was glad to see that it wasn't her out the door. Now we see Rome in his feelings about his alliances. He was really feeling himself like, oh, we got this and that, and I got my people and all these things, and Rome is turned up. Baby, Rome, get ready to turn all the way down. Okay, get ready to turn all the way down. He has no idea that in a few moments, things are going to shift drastically and not in his favor. Now, of course, everybody in the house is talking about having to win the HOH competition and how important it is. We see these people talking about, okay, I'm going to vote for D and show her that I'm not afraid and I'll do all these things. And everybody's talking about winning the HOH competition, which we know how that goes, right? Generally, once the game really gets started, everybody is in it to win the HOH competition because they want that power. So we hear not everyone, but we hear most people in the house talking about the HOH competition. And one thing I gotta say, listen, shout out to Angela, because Angela, to me, is playing a really good game this season. Now, on season 26, I wasn't really seeing it for Angela. I didn't really vibe with Angela, didn't really like Angela because of the way that she was acting in the house, and it was just so like, oof. But this season, I'm really liking Angela. I also liked her on Amazing Race. I don't know if y'all watched that. That's another one of my favorite reality shows as well. I liked her on Amazing Race also, but I'm really liking Angela, and I feel like she's playing a really good game this season so far. So we'll see how it continues to go and how it continues to flow with Angela. Now it's time for the HOH competition, and they go back to June 30th, 1992. And it's a country music theme. I don't know, when I first saw it, because of all of the tags on the wall, my mind instantly went to the movie Cars. Clearly, the theme had nothing to do with that per se, but my mind went there. I love that movie. I have a son, and he's 17 now, but oh my gosh, Cars ran our household. And I don't know, when I saw those license plates, my mind initially went back to Cars. But it is a country music theme HOH competition. And the game they're about to play is Achy Breaky HOH. Don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart. I just don't think you understand. Hey, listen, Billy Ray Cyrus, if you know, you know. So Achy Breaky HOH. Now they have to boot scoot, and that is the first part of the competition. And it's just simply partnering up with somebody, right? This HOH competition, it was real lax. It wasn't nothing tedious. I'm sure in Big Brother fashion, we'll get to those tedious competitions, right? But this one was more lax, right? So the first part of the competition, like I said, they had to boot scoot, which is basically you finding a partner. Devins was immediately out. However, he was not out of the game. He just did not have a partner until round 3. So then the partners have to battle each other. So whoever you chose as your boot scoot partner now becomes the person that you're battling against. And they have to slide these discs on the board to get specific scores. And whoever has the highest score will continue to move on. So first we have Chuck and Haley. Haley wins. She moves forward. We then have Rome and Drew. Drew wins. He moves forward. We have Lala and Melody. Melody wins. She moves forward. We have Barrett and Kamu. Kamu wins. He moves forward. We have Mal and Lyric. Lyric wins. She moves forward. We have Jason and Taylor. Jason wins. He moves forward. And then we have Angela and Yash. Angela wins. So then round 3, they have to find new partners. And this is when Devin gets introduced. Devin gets introduced back into the game. So really, you know what I'm saying? He set out and was chilling. Didn't have to worry about playing the second round of the game. Third round comes. He goes back in. So the pairs, they're pairing together. So initially they picked each other. Angela mentioned, I picked Jason because I feel like I can beat him. Well, round 3 wasn't about beating your partner. You had to actually pair up with your partner and get the highest score. And then your group would go to the next level if whoever had the highest score, right? So everybody goes. The person who winds up with the highest score initially is Angela and Jason with a score of 73. Everyone fails and gets shifted out of the game until it is time for Rick Devins and Haley. They actually get a score of 78. So that takes Angela and Jason out of the game and out of the running for HOH. Angela is okay with that because, of course, she's in the alliance with Devins. So she's like, I feel good. I feel safe. Okay, I'm good to go. Now, there's a side conversation being had between Devins and Haley where Devins said, hey, I'll give it to you. Like, I don't have to have the HOH this week. I'll give it to you as long as I'm good. She was like, of course, as long as I'm good, you're good. So on and so forth. So he tells her, I'll let you win. Well, the last and final competition in the 4th round has to do with whoever has the highest score. So they slide the disc, and Devins does it with the intent to get a low score. His score was 35. Well, based on Haley sliding the disc prior to and getting a higher score, he just automatically assumed, and so did she, that she would get the high score and that she would win HOH, and it didn't happen that way. Devins is now HO freaking H, y'all. Listen, I love me some Rick Devins. Y'all hear me? I love me some Rick Devins. Like I said, if this is your first time listening to a video, I'm a Survivor girly. So I already knew of Rick Devins. Just watched him in Survivor 50. D also. I love me some D and I love me some Rick Devins. So I'm excited that Rick has gotten HOH. Right? Well, then now it's time for them to talk and for him to come up with who he is going to nominate. Well, we already know it's not anybody from his alliances. Now, they all go upstairs and they have this huge meeting with the crossovers and with the red corner, which they all come together like Voltron. And they form this mega alliance. I'm calling it that because it's huge now. Y'all got everybody in the house except for a few people. And they call it the tool shed. Or is it the toolbox? And they said because we destroy alliances. I don't know. I don't really like the name. But hey, I'm not in the alliance, so I don't have nothing to say, right? But they come up and they're all up there talking. Well, while the whole house is pretty much up there talking, we have Rome, we have Lyric, and we have Jason who are out of the loop. So automatically now, y'all, if it's only 3 people out of the loop and everybody else is up there, we know something is going on. So Rome goes upstairs and rings the doorbell while everybody else is up there, but they don't answer. He is ringing ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Nobody is answering. They're chuckling behind the door and all. He can hear them, but they like, whatever, we're not answering the door. And they didn't. So they stay up there and they strategize, so on and so forth, right? But a little bit prior to this, Rome has a conversation with Rick. And he's like, oh, we're good. We can kind of work together. He talked about, the people that he's protecting and that he's in an alliance with. And Devin said, okay, well, listen, if you got to narrow it down, who would you not want on the block? He said, well, of course, myself, Lyric, and Jason. You can have Melody and you can have Lala, right? So, the way he spilled that information, and I've never seen this done before. And the way that, this is why I love Rick Devens, y'all, because the way that Rick had the conversation with Rome was just automatically giving up people. Who have we ever seen that where a person in the alliance gives up their alliance? I got a flashback. I might need the time capsule to take me backwards so I can recollect. I don't know if I've ever seen that where you're giving up your alliance members like, hey, keep us safe, but you can have these other ones, even though these people are in your alliance and you're supposed to be keeping all of them safe, right? But the fact that you even gave names, it was a little, I don't know, Rick Devens got that Rick Devens, flair on him or whatever. And listen, he had that conversation and Rick told Rome, okay, I'll consider what you're saying. We're good, so on and so forth. Oh, baby. But then here comes our girl Angela up there. Ha! Angela say, oh, wait. What names did he say? Oh, what? Lala? Rome gotta go. Let's backdoor Rome. Let's blow it all up. And oh, baby, Rick, listen. You may not know anything about Devens, but baby, Devens is good for the shenanigans. That's going to get the show going and that's going to get the people going. It's provocative, right? So listen, Devens was amped up. He was like, oh yeah, let's blow it up. Yeah, Rome might be mad, but I'm about to blow it up. We are about to backdoor Rome. And whether we get out Rome, whether we get out Lyric, whether we get out Jason, baby, we weakening that side. So now this goes back to where Rome is upstairs and he's ringing that doorbell, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. And nobody answers. And then after a while, they're up in the wee hours in the morning too. It was like 4 a.m, y'all, and they were up there. But now he's seeing everybody's starting to come down from upstairs. And he's like, oh, y'all didn't hear me ringing the doorbell? So y'all wasn't going to answer the door for me? And it was somebody said, oh, we didn't hear you. He was like, yeah, okay. You didn't hear me. So of course now he's skeptical. Like, wait a minute. If we're, it's clear that we're the odd ones out of this group. So wait 1 minute, what conversations were had? So he goes back to Rick and they have a conversation. And Rick pretty much tells him like, hey, we can cease the conversation that we was having before. I'm changing up my flow and what I'm doing and my thought process, right? So in the interim, while all of that is going on, we see that America has chosen Angela for the time capsule reward / punishment activity, right? So she goes into this door where she has to now sit in the chair. She has to press the button and it has to land on either a punishment or a reward. And child, she chose punishment, Angela. And now she has the dreaded egg detective that Vinny had last season. She has to wear that for 7 days. So Angela is in that. And child, okay, she's excited at first. But if you've been watching the live feeds, honey, it ain't been easy. All right, so then we head to the nomination ceremony. Okay, listen. Now, this is where we know that they're going to downplay some of this on the episode. But baby, if you watch the live feed, and like I said, if you have not, you can go back to my last video. I have the audio of the actual meeting and everything that took place at that meeting and everything that was said, including the profanity and all the things that were said and shouted out in that video. But oh baby. So Rick does his nominations. And along with his nominations, he has nominated Lyric, Jason, and Melody. And oh baby, they're looking like, So Jason says, oh, good, Angela. Angela gives him a look, and he has his hand like, and she kind of knocks his hand off like, whatever. And baby, it explodes from there. And Angela said, listen, I don't use profanity anymore. But Angela said, be pleased to Jason. Oh, and it just blew up from that point, honey. When I say blew up, it blew completely up. Voices elevated. Oh my gosh. Y'all, please, like I said, go watch the video prior to this, or you can go find it, on social media, whatever the case may be, where you can see the actual full argument that was taking place. And that on this episode was the end of the nomination ceremony. But if you watch the live feed or you listen to it, you'll see that all of the argument took place before Rick Devens even got to say the nomination ceremony is adjourned. So, of course, it's edited on the episode to make you think that, oh, that was just it. And then they started fighting. No. They started fighting before the nomination ceremony was adjourned. Baby, listen, this was the best episode, but it was only the best episode because of what the live feeds actually showed us that took place. But we'll see how much that they show us on our next episode. Y'all stay tuned. This has been your girl, Marquetta Shanae, for another episode recap of Big Brother. Big Brother. Y'all stay tuned until next time. I love y'all. Bye.